Welcome back to the Culture of Currency. We have the Wall Street Journal weekly report to check what your money did, the markets and the metals, to see kind of what this week offered. As we know, it was a beautiful week, 4th of July. Hope you had a lot of fun. And as always, this video is sponsored by APMEX, the American Precious Metal Exchange. It's where I go every single week to buy my silver. I absolutely love them, and they actually like me too. And so they've provided me a link. It looks like this. It's also in the description. If you're going to shop, please check out APMEX first and use this link. It's not going to give me any money. I wish it would. It doesn't. It basically lets APMEX know what my sphere of influence is on YouTube so that they may be able to eventually get to the point where they see value in what we're doing and maybe even send us some things to give away to you. So use that link. If you're going to go to APMEX, I'm going to be putting it in all of my videos so that they know that what we're doing here on YouTube is also helping you through them. But we're going to get to it. One interesting note before we even get to the markets, there was a lot of skepticism about tariffs. Whenever the tariffs were announced, I got comments. I got obviously the news and all these other sources saying tariffs are going to destroy the U.S. economy. They're going to destroy the world. They're going to lead to, a lot of bad things, basically. So this is the first evidence that I have from the Wall Street Journal of what those tariffs actually have done with the U.S. markets. And as you can see, this is the tariff announcement, is our demarcation point here. And we have all of our three big indices: the NASDAQ Composite, the S&P, and the Dow Industrial. Tariffs were announced, everything drops. We got doom and gloom by all of the media sources and all that kind of stuff. And then things go crazy, as you can see. So in the American markets, and we are the number one consumers of goods in the entire world, places like China may be the number one manufacturer, but we're obviously the market they're trying to sell to, being the biggest consumer. And if our markets have basically rebounded and have started to skyrocket in light of the idea that there's logistical issues to be had with tariffs and things like that, then it shows you that this is a Ferrari engine that is just now getting started. So just an interesting side note that I noticed. I wanted to take that time to show you. Let's go ahead and get into the exchange to see exactly what our markets look like. And as predicted, we have an amazing trajectory going on right now. Wasn't always the case, but it is right now. Right here, we have our Dow Jones 44,828. That is 344 points up, almost a full percentage. We're at about 0.75. And the all-time high is just right around the corner at 45. So we just need about 500 points. You notice we went up 344. So it is possible that this time next week, we have an all-new record on the Dow Industrial. Check out that. Straight up. S&P 500, very similar. We have 6279, 51 points up, almost a full percent at 83. We are at an all-time high. As you can see, a little bit more volatile. Then we go to the NASDAQ Composite. We're at 20,601, 200 points higher, 1% gained, and we're sitting at an all-time high there as well. Absolutely. So, that being said, we know the markets did well, and sometimes when the markets do well, the metals do not. But let's see if there's all winners this week, or if, for some reason, we only had the markets win. So let's go ahead and look at silver. As you see here, it is $37.19 an ounce. That is a big jump. As you see, it's almost a full dollar this week, and it puts us at 2.48%. Very, very strong week for them. What about against the U.S. dollar? Well, as you can see, the U.S. dollar did rise here on the 3rd. Did not do anything on the 4th, as we know. The market's kind of shut off. So we see that silver, once again, above 2%, about 2.5%. Really, really solid job there. How about against the markets? Dow Jones and S&P, we noticed that they jumped, but they did only jump, about 1.5% at best, assuming that July 4th would have been a big indicator. Obviously, the markets were closed. But silver, 2.5%. Silver has won the week when it comes to the comparison against the US dollar and the markets. What about gold? How did gold fare? Well, it looks right here that gold gained almost $70. They're at 2.11% over this week. As you can look at this chart, we can start to see pretty strong gains. They're happening on the 1st of July, and then it basically holds solid all week. Well, against the US dollar, it's about the same, but I would say that gold did better. Obviously, once again, I'm assuming that the 4th would have seen the dollar rising, which would have been closer to the demarcation we have here. How about against the Dow Jones and the S&P 500? Looks like both markets beat gold this week, which is okay because if they're all winners, that's great. If there's just one winner, well, gold probably not the one, though it still did well. So this week, I don't care if it's gold, if it's silver, if it's investments in the market, you should have had a pretty good week. The dollar still kind of meh, but that's okay. We're moving in the right direction, and I think that's good for all of us. So tell me in the comments below, what do you think is going to happen now that we have some inklings towards possible more peace in the Middle East, and we have a couple of people in the Ukrainian and Russian affair going on up there that are moving towards negotiations for ceasefire? What do you think that's going to look like? Let me know in the comments below, as I'm interested. And until next time, remember to stay classy and current with the culture of currency.